If you have any questions, you can always go back to the recording. Okay, 明白了吗 Daniel? Okay, this is how you learn math. This is how you learn English. 我不知道你们学校里面的老师是怎么样的，但是 we have to be more detailed. Okay, so number 2 paragraph. Pan, can you read it for me?
The first step towards recovery, of course, is admitting your problem, and the conference's draft plan warns front that 1 million species will face extinction if we don't clean up our act. But while the delegates in Montreal are pointing fingers at everyone from plastic to pesticides to invasive species, biodiversity loss is not that complicated a mystery.
Okay, very good. So number 2, second paragraph. Can you tell me, Daniel, what this paragraph is talking about?
It's like that.
Daniel 在回答，不代表你不用想，因为如果他回答不出来，就让你回答。OK？
It's like there are lots of species that extincted, and we need to like clean up something. Yeah.
OK， 我来跟你说一下 ，So Daniel，从结构上来讲 ，So the first question, the first paragraph is talking about
the first step.
No, the first 我们刚才 Daniel 读的那篇 ，OK，first para，OK， 我不全部打完了。So first paragraph is talking about the main idea. Okay, Daniel and Pei, when you write anything, 你要写任何东西 you want to write something, the first paragraph is always about what is the main idea. Like for this question, they're talking about they're scared of the reaction of human beings is going to be the second time the human beings being wiped out from the earth. Correct, Daniel? So the second one is what? Second one is to first step. So the second paragraph is the how to solve it. Get it? The second paragraph is how to solve it. And how to solve the problem, Pen, Daniel, it's always take step by step, right? So they tell us the A, so we can say the A, sorry. So A is what? Admit. Admit your problem. Right? We just do this one. 所以 Daniel 每个题目肯定都会不一样，每一个作文都会不一样， right? Everything is different. But for this one, they tell you that the first one is admit your problem. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. 你们会看到这里有个 draft plan, 对不对? So in New York Times, all the paragraph 它都有这个。如果你点进去的话，你会发现它 leads you to 这个，因为我已经 copy 下来了。如果不是 copy 的，它会 lead you to another draft plan. So you can see some background of this thing. Okay, I'm going to give you something more fun next time, of course, but just to give you an idea how to read. Okay, so for those ones is, how about you two? Okay, delegates, right? And pesticides, okay? And biodiversity. Okay, so something like that. It doesn't has to be, but some words you're not very sure about the meaning. You just put a line on bottom of it. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at number 3. The basic problem is that we've converted half of Earth's habitable land into an agricultural land. We're destroying and degrading the habitats of other species to grow food for our own. So this is the third paragraph. This is talking about what? It's actually we actually don't know that, right? 我们人类的想法是什么? This is a very important paragraph. It's because, Daniel, think about it. We're growing grass. Okay, we thought we're growing 小麦, rice and everything, vegetables. We thought it's actually good for the environment, right? Peng Peng? 我们觉得我们种这些东西应该都是好的, but actually, this is destroying and degrading. 这个单词非常好, degrading. Okay, degrading 是什么？是让这个土壤不符合要求了就变得，对不对？降下来了叫 degrading. Okay, So this means the fate of the words bugs, bunnies, and other creatures and critters, and what's left of the forest, wetlands, and other habitats they call home depends more than anything else on what we put in our mouth and how to get it made. 这句话特别好. It's a very long word. It's a very long sentence, right? Everybody take a look at the last one, okay? 这是个长句。啊，他说森林啊、湿地啊，这些所有的自然栖息环境都是这些动物 or those insects they call it home， 对不对？但是我们把这些东西都 put our mouth. We didn't say, oh, anything else on what we want to plant our food, but we instead, she said what? We put in our mouth and how it gets made. This sentence is really good, right, Daniel? Because the title said, no one wants to put down the burger. This is what? 这两个就直接呼应了. Understand? When we say it is a good word, when we say it is a good paragraph, we say it's a good story, we always remind the readers what we try to put into their mind. Get it, Daniel? 对不对？如果我们在这份我们如果在这里写着我们就是把他们所有的家都变成了我们种粮食的地方，这句话就不是那么好。Okay? So when I say very good words, so how am I gonna do it? I'm going to put this word, I'm gonna read this for a couple of times. Okay, Pen Pen? I'm going to read this for a couple of times and try to make the similar ones that I can do myself. We don't have to be. So Daniel, 你要知道所有的，因为你弟弟很喜欢画画，对不对？我给你举个例子。When your brother is learning painting， 他一开始的时候是不是都学别人画？对不对？就是学跟别人画一模一样。We're just copying， 对不对，潘潘 ？Right? But 那这个事情我们下课再做啊，鹏鹏。Thank you very much for printing everything for us. But the thing is, you need to more focused on the teacher's thing. Okay, I don't care if the teacher is your mom or whatever, but the thing is, Daniel, you're the same. Okay, we do something after the class, but while the class, you have to focus 100% focus on the teacher because you want to take everything out of her mind. 对不对？这个无论是你爸爸妈妈有没有付钱也好，但是在这个时间里面 she or he belongs to you， 你可以做任何事情 to make 就把他脑子里面所有的东西他会的全都把它弄出来，对不对？你查字典可以课后查吗？有的是时间查 ，understand？ Okay, so now this is we call it. Okay, so I'm going to make a screenshot. Okay, so 我会下课的时候发给你们，那你就知道了。我们今天上课的时候，这些红字红线画出来的单词，是你今天晚上要写的文章里面必须要出现。Understand? Okay, so now we move to the next page. 我的电脑又死机了，没有。Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. Okay. Oh, sorry. The first paragraph, we still have something. Unfortunately, telling people what to eat and farmers how to farm are politically unpalatable task. So what does unpalatable task mean? Daniel, do you know that?
做不了的 task.
Okay, so this is something I also do the red line, okay? Which helps explain why Yegfets like Hope 15 tend to obscure the problem with word salad. Okay, so 第5段 Daniel 帮我们读一下。
Environmentalists hope to leave Montreal to commitments for governments to preserve 30% of the earth by 2030 and to meet 21 other targets, but governments have already failed to achieve less ambitious conservation goals set for 2010 and 2020. There's also buzz around nailing down corporate commitments to greener supply chains, but COP15 is mostly dancing around the quirks of the biodiversity risks.
Okay. 好，在这个里面 biodiversity is the second time showing up. So if you already, for the first paragraph, you already learned what is the meaning of that, so you understand that, right? 生物多样性，对不对？ Okay, so you know that, Daniel, actually every minute there are a couple species is distinct on this earth. Okay, so we're having less and less diversity of the animals and insects and all the different, even the plants. OK， 每1分钟就有好多种不同的生物在从这个世界上灭绝掉。那我们现在问题面对的就是什么 biodiversity crisis， 对不对？好了，就比如说我们在这个里面 ，this one， OK，and I think for the yeah, so this one, I don't think there's a lot of words, but it's up to you, okay? So different people. 好，在这个段里面，我想问一下 why this part is very important? We're using what? We're using what? Ping Ping?
We're using
Okay, so we're using data. Okay, data include numbers, time, and something else. Okay, so see, they have time, so percent. Okay, so numbers, so mathematical and numbers and times, for instance, 2010 to 2020. So why we're using data? Data makes the para believable. Understand, Daniel Peng Peng? So when we're doing especially non-fiction paragraph, you're writing something because Daniel, you're in the high school. So next year, probably going to facing a lot of science report and everything. So this is more importantly that you including a lot of data into your report, right? And even though for something like speech or if you're having anything like Peng Peng, you're having the debate, right? So like all these things, data always make your paragraph more believable. For instance, 你跟如果有一个人小朋友在说I thought, OK， 这个每天有很多植物和动物都在死亡。There are a lot of animals and plants are dying every extinction every day. Or you said, statistically, Canada said, or you said one of the newspaper reported that every 3 minutes or every 1 minute, there are going to be 15 different species are extincted on this word. Okay, which one is more believable?
the second
one.
Yes. Okay, so you see the difference. So those methods also could be used when you talk to people as well, Daniel and Peng Peng, right? So your mom said, like you said, okay, like you said, just using Daniel's example. Okay, Daniel, your words as example. You said, 老师说, okay, Daniel, why you're not turn on your camera and microphone every time? Oh, you said, 因为我妈妈在骂我，我在跟我妈妈吵架，所以我才关上的。No, you're bullshitting because you know what? I spend enough time with you. Every time you never turn on your camera and microphone spontaneously, right? But the thing is, if you said, hey, Miss Carrie, 今天我眼睛被我妈妈打了一个 black eye, so I don't want you to see my black eye because, or you said, 老师，我今天哎呀，突然破相了，脸上长了800个痘痘. I don't want you to see me. That's why I didn't turn on the camera. So, which one you think I'm gonna let you not turn on the camera?
Definitely the 破相 one because it's so believable.
Yes. Okay, so Daniel, when you're talking to people, when you are writing an article, always including some data or details and making the whole thing more believable. Understand? Okay,
Uh-huh.
so that is very important. So that's why for this journalist, she or he put a little bit data inside. Okay, so let's take a look at number 6. So Pen, can you read the paragraph for me?
The crux is that if currently eating and farming trends continue, the world will clear land equal to at least 1.25 Indias by 2050. That would be a disaster for the climate and wildlife, dooming carbon-rich and biodiverse ecosystems like the Amazon and Congo rainforests.
Okay, so this one's also some details, still data, right? Okay, so still data. And I think For Daniel, I need you to cross this one.
We already
Okay,
crossed
yes, yes. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I already crossed that. Okay, so undo. So the current eating and farming trends continues. Okay, so there's a saying, okay, Pen and Daniel, we actually don't need that much for survive, for living, understand? But the thing is,就像我 so it's like people is always asking for more. So that's why we are danger the other species living criteria. Okay, the world will clear land equal to at least 1.25 Indias by 2050. That would be disaster for the climate and wildlife. Dooming carbon, okay? So that is the thing. 这个是什么？这个 dooming carbon rich 是什么东西？
就是把这
二氧化碳过剩，对不对？就是全球会变暖。哎，我想问一下，你把这个用进去，是不是就很好啦？感觉你这个文章 biodiverse ecosystems，对不对？对不对？很好。而且他在这里又做了一个类比，对不对？So like I said, they compare with the now these days environment with the 什么恐龙被 wiped out，对不对？现在呢？ So the 那个小行星 astronauts is actually us， 对不对？它这里呢又把现在我们的情况跟 Amazon and Kangaroo rainforest 比较了一下。Okay, always do the comparison. Okay, Pin Daniel, and that will make your article more believable and more diversities as well. So these eating and farming trends better not continue. 你看，因为前面这句话说了什么？If they continue.
current eating and farming trends.
Yeah, so it has to be better not to continue. 他没有说 has continued, so better not to is something I'm going to just highlight it to make your article 不要太100%。我跟你听一下 ，Daniel，如果你妈妈跟你说现在马上不许吃饭，还是你妈妈跟你说 ，Hey Daniel，how about we put on the chopsticks and you do something else? You like which one? Of course you like the second one. 你喜欢第一个 Okay, Pen likes the first one. Okay, so if we said we have to discontinue those eating and farming trends, it is very negative sound, 对不对？ So those eating and farming trends better not continue. Okay, everybody? So this is a better way of express yourself. This is something like North American people likes to be heard. OK， 他们喜欢软一点的话，不喜欢说啊，你就是个傻子。They say, oh, maybe her potential is not there yet. Okay, Daniel, but the truth is they think you're a 傻子。Okay. Okay, so humanity needs to start shrinking our agricultural footprint and expanding our natural print. Okay, I love this sentence. Okay, I love this sentence. Let's take a look at this one. Humanity needs to start shrinking our 什么意思啊？我们需要怎么样？我们需要把我们这个农业的这个脚步放缓、收缩，对不对？去增加我们的自然的这个 footprint。这句话非常好，我希望这句话可以用在你们今天的这个文章里面。Okay, it doesn't have to be the same. 可以说什么 I think Daniel 说 Mommy needs to start shrinking.
Sorry, that was really
our 他的那个对我这个非常严格的这个curriculum footprint and expanding what my video game footprint， 对不对？哎，你这么一写，是不是比妈妈应该多给我一点打游戏的时间，少一点做作业的时间？是不是听起来 this is a better way of express yourself？ 然后你妈妈看到这句话呢，说不定就让你多玩一会儿游戏。Understand? Okay, so I just want you to understand we have a lot of way to express ourselves. Of course, as a human being, as a teenager, 你们可能不知道怎么说。So that is the good resources of seeing when how adults get what they want by how to use the sentence. Understand, Daniel and Pei? So like
Yeah.
your brother, when he is learning painting, he started with something simple. Okay, so he is exactly copying before the people's doing. So we're doing the same thing. So we have to copy. We have to copy so many times, and then finally those kind of sentence will become yours. Okay, so that is the process of learning. So ping ping. So we're going to reply these on the math. I'm going to tell you how to do it later. Okay, Daniel? Okay, so but the thing is you have to be yourself's boss because I cannot be with you forever, Daniel and ping ping. Okay, and the same thing as your parents, they won't be there for you forever. So finally you're going to be the person who's paying your bill, who's find out the house, what kind of lifestyle you want, right? So all those things is going to be established, the foundation of in the future, like what kind of person you want to be. Okay, again, this will be an extraordinary challenge because we'll also need to produce more than 7.4 quadrillion additional calories every year to feed our growing population in an era when climate fueled droughts, heat waves, floods, and blights could make it harder to grow food. Okay, so for this paragraph, it's actually telling us，我们人类是不是故意要拿那么多农田来种啊？我们也不是那么坏。It's not like we try to take away other species house home，对不对？我们不是故意的，because actually because of the growing population. So for this paragraph, it's doing what? Holding back. And explain why we are doing these.
Going to do something.
Yes, right?
Like failing
with data. Get it? It's with data or not, Daniel? 7.4 quadrillion, right? And we can even put what? Like statistically, we know that like in 2030, the global the population will be like how many? Because for our human being, it's very hard. And why it is very hard to grow food? Because climate, droughts, and etc. Okay. Okay.
You could see why word salad can seem more appetizing.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see why word salad can seem more appetizing. OK，你要知道啊，这个我们不仅是种粮食 take away 其他小动物的那个，你会觉得说，哎，我们种牧草，对不对？我们养牛养羊，这个算是我们对羊好牛好吗？不对的啊，Daniel and Peng，because 养的牛和养的羊 is for our food. We're gonna eat them. Yum yum yum. The thing is, the home is actually because this is not their home. 这是我们的 harvesting. This is our table. 知道吗？ This is technically OK 好。So Daniel and Peng Peng. Daniel, I'm starting to realize that you are lack of focusing. Starting， 你现在有一点开始要不是非常非常的集中精力了 ，OK？Because we've been 在前面15分钟20分钟你还比较好，现在有一点，就是这个时候怎么办？You need to talk to yourself. We have to focus.
Go like this.
对，一定要集中精力 ，OK？ So I'm just doing these 2 pages because now I'm going to move forward to something else, okay? Because I need to spend some time on words as well. 那你明白了吗？ Okay, Peng Peng Daniel. So you're gonna read this one. It's only 6 pages. So this is how I want you to read. 每个下面都要划线，重要的句子 the more important sentence, and you want to, for instance, like this one, humanity needs to start shrinking our agricultural footprint and expanding our natural footprint. Okay, so there's a very more importantly, agriculture, and natural. This is an additive, okay? So it's shrinking something and expanding something, okay?
Yeah.
Additive, none. Additive, none. Shrinking something and expanding something. OK，这句一定要用上啊，把这个写下来，写在自己的本子上，啊，不，在自己的本上划出来。Okay, so this is none. Okay, so we need to start. So because it needs to start shrinking. So if you said we need to shrink our agricultural footprint and expand our natural footprint. Okay, because it starts, so that's why it's ing form. And the thing is, I still like this one is because it start doing something means you're doing something little by little. It's not like just do something. 对不对 ，Daniel？这个事情我们来看看，它是可以直接马上做完的，还是必须 take a process of doing that？Daniel？
Take process.
Yeah, taking process. So that's why start doing something is better than we need to shrink our 这个比更好一点，对不对 ？Understand? Daniel，
Yeah.
你的反应又开始慢下来了，不可以啊。Okay, so now let's take a look at the other one. Okay, so this part. Okay, so now let's take a look at this part. So Daniel, I send you some a list of the word. Okay, Pimpin have this one, but so this one is giving you the word, and also something is a synonym, right? 好，我们要求你在背这些单词的时候，你要知道什么意思，然后你要知道这个意思所带来的这个后面的那个同义词全都要不用背出来 ，but you need to take a look at. Okay, so I send you, I think, 11 pages. So every day you need to finish that much. Okay, so 那有些小朋友说啊，老师啊，我在过寒假，我就跟你说，我们既然是集训 ，Daniel, you want to prove your scores, you need to do something like that. Okay, and the thing is, you're gonna be very surprised after these couple days. You're gonna find out actually your ability is actually way higher than that. You can do that. You can do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just need to push yourself a little bit, and you're gonna find out that actually you can do it. 好吗? Okay, so I need to go to the washroom for 1 minute, so you can take 1 minute break. Okay, 你们两个人 take 1 minute break. 如果有什么不懂的，还可以知道啊。要不下面要 move to back. Okay, Daniel. 我跟你说一下啊，就是我们所有的课呢，你尽量所有的作业都是45分钟为一个 quarter，OK？就是我们人的脑子啊，如果长期去做一件事情，其实不会好，知道吧？就是他已经麻木了，understood？所以我们尽量把我们这个时间都放在45分钟。鹏鹏你也听着啊。So 45 minutes we change the subject. Okay, so that means very important to get yourself planned. So how to plan it, okay, Daniel, is you try not to give yourself too little thing and try not to give yourself too much thing. OK， 好，因为什么呀？你45分钟，你先看看你大概能完成多少。OK，如果你给自己太多的任务，你做不完，那不好，对不对？因为 we have to finish it。你如果太少的话呢，你又做的时间太短。OK，so I always said plan And making right choice is more importantly than you're doing something. Before you do it, always well plan. OK， 还有第二件事情什么呢？因为我们的脑子 specific area is control the different specific thing. And Daniel, what are you looking at?
The computer.
Yeah, you're not looking at me. Right? So Daniel, you tell me, I'm spending my precious time with you and you don't even look at me. Do you think that is fair? Do you think that is polite?
I am looking at you like this.
No,
Because
现
my
在你在
camera.
看我，前面我叫你之前你没有在看我，你在看别的东西。There's something on the screen, whatever, right? So this very important is Daniel. This is you have to look at people when people is talking to you, 对不对？而且你看着我的时候，你会更专心一点，明白吗 ？OK， 好，老师现在跟你说，我们脑子不同的地方在控制不同的东西。So Pain and Daniel try to finish everything, set up a goal, finish 45 minutes, take a 5 minutes break, then go to do something else. This is the best efficiency way to do that. Okay, so now let's move to the math today. 我把东西已经打印出来了，有一个 angle 的 Daniel 你不用做 ，OK? You don't have to do that because you didn't learn it yet. Where's my math part? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to share the screen with you. So could you please take out your math part?
Oh.
Where's my oh, can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have your own as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's for the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so we're learning this part. So Daniel, for SSAT class or for any math competition or the grade 8 you're going to face sooner, the Pythagorean theorem is a very important part. But there are a lot of students that, okay, Pythagorean 不就是勾三股四选五嘛，对不对？我们在中文里面它叫勾股定理，对不对？ Everybody think it is very important. Sorry, very easy. But the thing is, seldom people knows that how we get this one. Okay.
It's like the square thing.
Yeah, so the a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So a and b is the right angle leg. 是直角的两条边，对不对？ So C is the longest leg, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a very important thing. So when you see there's a 3 legs and they're different length, so you immediately know that this one is the shortest, these two are the shorter, and the C is the longest. There are hundreds of proofs of Pythagorean theorem, which I encourage you to reach on your own. Okay, 说连这个书都跟你说了，你自己去看一下嘛。那我想问一下，反正鹏鹏是肯定没去自己 reach。Okay, so that's the same thing. So people think 啊，学数学跟学语文不一样嘛，学数学只要做题就行了。No. Okay, so math is the same as English. It's like you need to know where those theorems comes from. But understand them is actually help you to understand the theorem much more better. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So this is a way of proving the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Using the diagram to the right to write a proof of the Pythagorean theorem. Hint, find the area of the figure in 2 different ways. So let's calculate this one. So who can tell me how to calculate the area for the outer side big square? Daniel? How to calculate the square area of a square?
Just b plus a. The square of b plus a.
Very good. So can you tell me this one equals what?
A squared plus B squared
Plus 2ab.
plus 2AB.
Very good. Okay, so now can you tell me, Peng Peng, the area of the red part? Equals what? Peng Peng.
A times b divided by 2.
The red part.
Oh,
The red part.
4.
Huh?
Times 4. Times
Equals
4.
what? Equals what?
Maybe.
Okay, very good. So Daniel, can you tell me if I want to know the green part equals what?
B
It
squared.
equals to the outer side, which you tell me, minus the
2ab.
So is it 2a squared plus b squared plus 2ab minus 2ab?
Mm-hmm.
Which equals what?
A squared.
C squared.
Yes.
So this one's gone, so that's why a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Get
Yeah.
it? Okay, so now I'm going to clear everything. So you two spend 1 minute and just do the exactly thing what I do.
Okay, finish.
Okay, good. You understand? Okay, so Daniel and Peng Peng, I have a question. So why we're doing that? Okay, you probably have a question. So the thing is, I want you to starting to raise up question. Okay, Daniel 和鹏鹏两个人都开始问老师说：“老师，为什么我们要做这个 ？Why we know that? We already know that. Why we have to do this? Daniel，我跟你说，你下一看到这种类型的题目的时候 ，especially 他告诉你这里是1，这里是4，他问你，What is the answer for this one? Do you have to do any more? No，你只要做什么？4的平方加上1的平方，好了，做完了，这个中间的面积就是17。You're gonna be much quicker than the rest of your classmate. Understand? 你看到一个 similar 的东西，鹏鹏对不对？Right? So if I 鹏鹏，你把头抬起来，不要再自己写了。这个时候我就跟你说了，任何时候老师在上课的时候，老师说的话比你任何要做的笔记都有用。Especially 你的老师如果是录像的，你完全可以回去再重新做笔记，听到吗？你一定要全神贯注听老师在说什么。So why this is？如果你们看到一个 similar 的 model，对不对 ，Daniel？你还需要去算这个 c 吗？不需要，因为中间的面积是不是就等于 a 的平方加 b， 对不对？但是如果你没有做过这个东西 ，you cannot directly build up the bridge between these two. Understood? 对不对？啊？
Yeah.
又怎么了你啊？
没什么呀。
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so this one is the converse of Pythagorean theorem is also true. If the three sides of triangle satisfy a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then the triangle is a right triangle. OK， 我们在看书的时候怎么样？这个就要发下来，就是反定理也同样存在。OK， 我不知道你们这个时候老师在说的时候，你们有没有在你们的讲义上面把这个用红线画出来？That's important. 对不对？老师在什么地方划线，你们也在什么地方划线。划线用不了很长时间的 ，Yeah, just highlight it， 跟我们在学英文的时候是一样的。Okay, a set of three integers which satisfy the Pythagorean theorem is called Pythagorean triple. Okay, so now 有没有人想一想 Pythagorean triple 是什么东西啊？啊，这个时候
a
你可以
加
怎么样？
a 的平方加
就
b 的
去 Google 上面查一下。Knowing the most common Pythagorean triple is very helpful in recognizing and solving problems. It is possible to generate a complete list of Pythagorean triple. 好了，再往下翻，你们应该会翻到有一张老师给你们做的。在这个里面应该有，在最下面。哎，没有吗？我
有的呀。
Daniel，你有吗？
嗯，
应该有一张，
有的有的。
有的对吧？等一下啊，我自己找不到，我发一下。
你看，
对对对，等一下啊。Okay, so you're gonna see there is a. Can you see it, everybody? Can you see it? Okay, so I helped you find out some typical Pythagorean triples. Okay, Pembe? So when you were learning Pythagorean, I wondered how many of you go on the Google and try to find out these things yourself. Okay, I'm not saying that we have to memorize all of them, but I'm going to prove it to you that by knowing them, you can just speed up your way of solving problems, but 20 or 30, no, by 200% times quicker. Daniel, what kind of method I'm using to talk to you?
Just using numbers, using data.
Very good. I'm using data. Good job, Daniel. Right? So if I said, Daniel, you're using this one, okay, you memorize those ones, it's going to be faster. You think, oh, how fast it could be. 如果我跟你说起码节约你2倍的时间, you think, oh, maybe it was trying. Right? Correct? Okay? So that is the thing. We can use this one. So 3, 4, 5, there's no problem. 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, 8, 15, 17. And those ones, I think, try to memorize them. OK， 好，那老师小朋友说了，你看，就比如说像这种，对吧？这种特别好的数字，这些都基本上能记下来。那记下来有什么好处呢？我们过一会儿会讲啊。你会发觉啊，哎，你有没有发觉？我们来看看，在这里面找找规律看，有没有发现什么规律？所有的 Pythagorean theorem 有没有什么规律？你看一下，小的那种啊，小的那种，大了就不算了啊，很多都有。有没有看到？4、5、12、13、24、25、15、17、40、41、60、61、35、37、84、85、112、113。
15、17不算的吧？
啊
15、17不算的吧？应该是15、16。
啊？什么6？
35、37也不行。
啊？什么
Cause like 你不是说他们是 like the next of each integer？
？No，有的时候相差1个，有的时候相差2个呀。It's not necessary always being like the same， 对不对？那你看，一般都是一个比较小的数，对不对？然后跟上2个，你看相近的数字，看到没有？对不对？ So this is a way for helping you to understand and memorize them.
老师，那么45和53呢？
啊，不是每一个都一样嘛，我们就是说这个只是你自己去找，对不对？不是每个都一样。那像这个比较特殊的 ，you have to memorize. Get it？ 对不对？但是大部分很多都是啊，你看是不是？420、421、195、197、544、545、612、613，那这个又不是的，对不对？那你看有很多，那这个也不是的，这个也是，对不对？那有一些不是，这个不是的，对不对？那这个又是，这个又是了。So it's not always necessarily true，这个也不是，对不对？那不是的，which is you need to highlight。 correct? Right? So Peng Peng and Daniel, when we're learning something, we try to find the odd point. It's easier to remember. We try to find the same point. It is also easier to be remembered.
The odd point is easier to remember if there's less like odd points.
对，你找到规律，这些所有带篮筐的，是不是就变成很容易记啦？对不对？变成其实这个你只要去找它，你最难记的其实就是红框的，但是因为红框的只有3个，那到底难不难记啊？也不难记。所以我跟你们说的是 ，find the pattern is not always 只有在做 pattern 的题目上面才用。我们在记单词的时候，我们在做数学的时候，我们都要找到它们的 differences or the common part. It's going to be helpful, very helpful. Understand, Daniel and Peng Peng?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to back to the math part. Okay. 那这个东西要背的啊，听到没有 ？Daniel, Peng Peng? 听到没有 ？Daniel 说：“哎呀，我好害怕呀。”
呀，我听见了。
老师在上课已经很累了啊，我不希望说我要问你们听见了还要问2遍。It's not fair for me. Understand? Okay. So now let's move forward. Okay. Choose any 2 positive integers a and b. So which a is bigger than b and plug them into the following diagram to find the sides of the right triangle. Using some algebra to figure out why this has always worked before looking at it. 好，我们先来看一看。他说啊。If one line is 2ab, the other line is 2a squared minus b squared, why the third one must be a squared plus b squared. So how to prove it, Daniel? So we can do what? 这个是什么? The measurement of one leg. This is also the other measurement of the other leg. So first one is 2ab, we need to what?
Square.
Very good. Equals what? 4a squared b squared. 对，跟我一起说啊，Daniel. So the second one, a squared minus b squared
Square.
equals what? Everybody, 1 minute, you do it and you tell me the answer. 做一下，写出来，鹏鹏。
写在上面吗？
对，你写在你自己的纸上。不要看下面的答案。
But like I know how to do.
Yeah， 你做一遍，你这么多废话。So this one should be very easy, right? So Daniel and Peng Peng, did you finish?
Yeah.
OK， 好，我再重申一下这个课堂啊，只有你们2个人，做完了就说 I'm done, or tell me because I don't know when you finished. Then I'm just endless waiting. Remember, Daniel? Okay, tell me. So Daniel, can you tell me a squared minus b squared squared equals what?
It is a plus b times a minus b squared.
Huh? No, I want to tell the answer. So it's a power 4 plus b
Oh,
power
plus
4
yeah.
and minus 2a
Minus
squared
2a
b squared. Okay, so this basically is these two. So the last one we're doing a squared plus b squared squared. So Pen, can you directly tell me the answer?
a to the power of 4 plus b to the power of 4 plus 2a squared b squared.
Okay, very good. So we have this one is because, so that's why a.
Because you need to plus those two together.
Yeah, so you plus them together, so they're basically exactly equals
Equals,
this
yeah.
one. So I'm just doing, so that's why a2 squared plus a squared minus b squared equals a4 plus b4 plus 2a squared b squared. 看好啊, which
Yeah.
equals a squared plus b squared squared.
Yeah.
So that's why it is true. Understand? 好，
Yeah.
这个是因为，这个是所以. So that is how we get this stuff. Okay. So now let's take a look at this one. Okay, so the easier triplets. I want you to, and also the triplets goes to the ratios, right? So 如果3、4、5是，那6、8、10也是，15、20、25也是。那也就是说，在这里面又可以幻化出很多种，对不对？那我10、24和26也是，对不对？ So
Yeah.
18, 80, and 82 也是。Understand, Daniel? When you times
Yeah,
it,
you can like
yeah.
times it.
But those basic one is very, very important. Okay. So let's move forward. When the short leg is an odd integer, okay, everybody? So this book is giving us the detail of how to memorize the triplets here. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, 9, 40, 41, 11, 60, 61. When the short leg is an odd integer. 看到了没有，鹏鹏 Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay, let's use 5, 12, 13 as our example. The differences between the consecutive sequences of 12 squared and 13 squared is the same as the sum of the number being squared. 12的平方减去13的平方减去12的平方等于多少 ？25. It's exactly equals the sum of these two legs. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. 41的平方减去40的平方等于什么？等于81. Exactly equals what? 40
plus 41.
41. So let's take a look at this one. 25 squared minus 4 squared equals 9. Exactly equals 4
Plus
plus 9. And 60 minus 61 squared minus 60 equals 121. Exactly equals 60 plus 61. OK, 好，这个时候如果是一个爱学习的孩子，他会说什么？ Okay, let's go back to the triplets and see if this always works. Okay, let's see. 15, 13, 17. So 85减85的平方减84的平方等于多少？等于13的平方等于169，对不对？哎，你看84加85等不等于169啊？
等于
169. So this one is very, very important, correct?
Yeah.
对不对？好了，你看一下，你看这个
因为
100。
也可以。
对呀，你可以 save a lot of time, and it also helps you to remember those letters. 好，那这个时候我要说一句话了。So Pen, I told you to remember all the square numbers before 50 and before 100, 对不对？啊，这个时候有用了没有？有用了。你一看13，你知道13的平方等于169，你84加85等于169。哎，你知道这个肯定是一个 set of the triplets. Understood, Daniel? 对不对？是不是很有用？ Yeah, so those ones. So I said always see，就算有一个人跟你说，哎，theorem 是这样的，you use it by yourself again，哎，你会觉得你会更记得住它。You're gonna remember it more importantly. Okay, so Pan let me ask you，如果这个前面是个偶数，行不行？我们试试看嘛，对不对？我们试试看，如果是一个偶数，对不对？We have 8. So 15 squared, 17 squared minus equals what? Equals 64. 那15加上17等不等于 64？ 啊，不等。
No.
偶数
Yeah,
就 Okay, by doing that, you're going to emphasize again in your brain that only what? Only odd number can be used. Get it, Daniel? So this is how we use the book. This is how we learn the things, okay? So see, the book is very good. Notice the difference between the long side is 2 this time. The difference of the square, whose difference is 2, is the twice of their sum. 好了，我们来看看，其实偶数啊也有方法的。我们看一下，把这句话看一下 ，OK， 不要去看它下面的解释，然后用自己的方法来做做看，能不能做出来？你会发现什么？其实偶数也可以，对不对 ？Daniel，对不对 ？Only you need to do what？啊，这个是 Yeah. So if for the early example，我们愿意多花一点时间，比如说15加17，哎，不等于64。I know，那15加17等于多少？等于32。那我们再做一个，对不对？So 37 squared minus 35 squared equals 144. And 37 plus 35 is not equals to 144. Instead equals 72. You're going to find out what is the differences between 72 and 32? Times 2.
times 2.
好，我再试一个 21, 29 for this one. So 29 squared minus 21 squared equals 400. And 29 plus 21.
Oh. We're just
4,000. Huh? Oh, no, 400.
it's 400.
Yeah. So 21 plus 29. 哎，这个不行，对不对？因为这个不是只有相差两个的，这个不行。哎 Oh, this one? Yeah, this one is not equivalent. So we can using this one, sorry. So 20, 因为必须是那个蓝框框里的数字才可以，对不对 ，Daniel？必须是蓝框框的数字，短边和长边这两条长边必须是 difference is 1 or 2，所以是101 squared minus 99 squared equals 400, right? So 101 plus 99 equals what? Equals 200. So 200 times 2 equals 400. Get it? OK， 好，我还建议yeah. So understood everybody?
Yeah.
Daniel? Yes. Okay. So this is how we use the book, how you learn it. Okay. So now let's take a look example. Okay. So on a map, Salem is 28 miles due south of Springfield and 45 miles due west of Richmond. How many miles of is Richmond from Springfield? So for those questions, okay, Pen and Daniel, I want you to pay extra attention for those ones. Is actually it's very, very important to sketch the paragraph. 一定要把图画出来。他说 Salem is 25 miles due south of， 他在 Springfield 的南边28 mile， 所以说他在它的下面，对不对？他说他在 Richmond 的 west 西边45，所以是在左边的，所以你这个画出来，这个必须画出来。如果你画错了，是不是全都不对了 ？OK， 题目非常简单，就是一个非常简单的勾股定理的题目，我们不做了啊。但是我们现在马上你们两个人做一下 number 505。
完了。
Daniel 做完了吗？
我还没有。
I'll do the next question.
OK，Daniel 做完了吗？这个图画出来就可以了啊。
我图画好了。
嗯哼，然后就是勾股定理用一下，对不对？他先骑了5公里 south，对不对？5 mile south，then 5 mile west，right？Then 7 more miles south。Right? How far is he from where he started？是这样子吗？是不是我画错了？
没有，你画对
哦，
了。
没有，对的。
对的，对吗？OK。So that's where he is, and we need to know where he is right now. Correct? 是这样子吗？
嗯哼，对，yeah.
Where he started. Yeah. So how to do this one, Daniel?
First you know that. Oh, wait. First you know that this line is 5, and then use this ugly yellow. Like 5, and this is 12. So then you use 勾股定理, and then you find that this one's 13.
Very good. Okay. So you don't really have to calculate because we have the triplets in our mind, right? So
Yeah.
this is 5, this is 5, this is 7. So you move this line here and you create a 1. So when we are learning Pythagorean, or you want to use the Pythagorean, Daniel and Peng Peng, there's a one sentence I want you to write on today's notes, okay? The first thing is we need to create right triangle, because only when we have right triangle we can use Pythagorean. Other than that, we can't. 对不对？所以说，当你发现有一个东西，像这道题目里面感觉有 right triangle，但是 right triangle 跟这条线没有形成直接的关系。Correct, Daniel? So you need to create something here. Get it? Okay, so now let's move forward and back to the early example, okay? So chord AB is 18 centimeter long and tangent to the smaller two concentric circles. So what does concentric means? Okay. 所以我们在数学里面有很多单词，你需要划下来，然后自己记住是什么意思的。因为你有的时候会，鹏鹏这次考试的时候就问我，他说老师啊，他说妈妈啊，这道题目的这个单词是什么意思？我能不能告诉他？不能说，对不对？说了就赖皮了，对吧？但是其实我们发觉，在数学里面，我们也有很多单词，其实不懂它什么意思，我们是不可能把题目做出来。So concentric means same center. Okay, so these two circles is both have the center of C. AB is tangent to circle, so that means if I have a line, 如果我把这个接的 tangent 的这个点跟 C 连起来 this is must be a 90 degrees. Okay, if a chord is tangent to a circle and you connect this point to the center of the circle, this line, this radius must be perpendicular on this chord. Okay, So what is the area of this two circle? 就这个黑颜色的部分 right? So how do we do this? Okay, Daniel, I want you to establish something is like doing the puzzle. Okay, doing the maze. 你们从小的时候肯定玩过 maze 的，对不对？maze 都是从入口进去，然后有个出口，然后跟你怎么做。但是我相信所有的小朋友都是反过来的，对不对？你从出口进去，然后反推会回到这个入口，对不对？我们是不是都是这样子做题目的？玩 maze 的，对不对？Okay, so when you're learning math, I want you to have the same ability. In order to calculate the darkened part, so how do we do it? It's r squared minus little r squared because we have two circles which share the same center. So the bigger one is bigger r, the smaller one is smaller r, and times pi. That is area of the darkened circle. Correct, everybody? Okay, because we know pi, so that's why the question is actually solving what is r squared minus r squared. And we know this r squared and r squared is actually sitting inside a what? Sitting inside a right triangle. It looks like c squared minus b squared equals a squared, correct? Okay, so this is c, this is b, and this is a. So now the question is actually talking about what is a. Get it? So step by step. This step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So do we know a? We don't, but we know that this point also halfly cut this chord perfectly. So AB equals 18. So AX equals what? Equals 9. So A squared equals what? 81. So that's why the answer for this question is 81. Get it? So this is more importantly that this is how you get step by step. Okay, so in order to solve this problem, we need to know what? We don't know these ones directly, but we know something else. Then we can solve the problem. That is the step by step. Okay, Pam and Daniel, that is very important. Is you need to know where to find the answer. You need to set up the target first. That's what I'm always talking about. If you don't know what you do, you need to know what you want to do in the future. Then you're gonna do something right now. 对不对啊？有些小朋友说，我以后长大了就想混吃等死的，在家里面躺着。那你现在难怪不想努力嘛，对不对？你要知道说，我要做出来这个圈圈的面积，我需要知道的是什么？但是这些条件我不知道，那我用我已知的条件，能不能 equivalently get the same? Okay, understand? Okay, so let's take a look at next one. Okay, so 你们会发觉很多这个题目都跟圆有关啊。So we semicircle. Okay, there's a semicircle. Have their diameter on the side of a right triangle ABC. OK， 这个是一个 right triangle， 这个时候马上把这个标记放上，对不对？那这里是 A， 这里是 B， 这里就是 C 嘛，对不对 ？C 的平方等于 A 的平方加 B 的平方。哎，在我的草稿纸上我先写好了，对不对？The area of the small semicircle is 5 pi centimeter。好了，那我就要把5 pi 写成什么？写成 A over 2 squared times pi times half. Okay, so this is something I want you to put on your 草稿纸。Daniel 和 Pen 知道吗？好了，他又说 and the medium semicircle has an area 7 pi. Okay, 7 pi equals what? Pen, can you tell me?
7 pi equals C wait B over 2 squared times pi times 1 over 2.
OK, Daniel 看到了吗？好了，第二步什么？把它们 simplify， 这个等于什么？等于 A squared pi over 8. This one B squared pi over 8.
Yeah.
OK， 好，那怎么样？好 ，A square 这个派和派就没有了，对不对？ So A square equals 40. B square equals what? Daniel, tell me immediately.
B squared equals C squared minus A squared.
你根本就没有在听课。OK， 好，你可以自己去喝杯水了，一点都没有在听课。 鹏鹏告诉我 b squared equals what？ 我已经做出来了 ，a squared 等于什么 ？a squared 等于40，那 b squared 等于什么
b squared 等于 c 的平方减去40。
？a 的平方等于40，从哪里来的 ？Because I have 5 pi equals a squared pi over 8。两个人都没懂，不懂就问了老师，a squared 等于40哪里来的？
b 的平方，
因为这里平方了，所以 a 平方等于40啊。你们两个人不懂，为什么不问呢
平方等于56。
？Very good, thank you. Daniel, understand? Where I get it? Because pi and pi are gone. So 7 equals b squared over 8. So b squared equals 56. Get it, Daniel?
Yeah.
This one is not equivalent to anything at all here. So we have a squared equals 40, b squared equals 56. So who can tell me what is area of the large semicircle? So large semicircle equals what? The area of the large semicircle. Can you give me the equation, Daniel?
Semicircle is of
C over 2
C over
Square
2 square times pi times 2 over
Huh.
1 over
Very
2
good. So
1
equals
over
what?
2
Equals what? C
square pi
over
pi over 2
over what?
over
8.
over
Over what? Over 8呀，你前面这两个都不在看的吗？对不对？好了 because we know a squared equals 40, b squared equals 56. So you two can tell me what is the answer for this.
Oh, c squared. Wait. C squared. 1 and then 40, 20, 106 pi over 8,
40 plus 56 equals what?
96.
96
Which is
12.
what?
C
C
squared.
squared
C squared pi over 8. No. C area equals 12 pi.
Very good. Okay, understand, 潘潘？把你的什么聊天工具都关掉，我听到什么声音了？
它一直在开着呢。
I don't fucking care. Okay, Daniel, 知道了吗？ Because in order to find out the area of the biggest semicircle, we need to know the c squared, correct? But because we know a squared and b squared, then we can easily find out c squared equals a squared plus b squared. So that's why equals what? Equals 40 plus 56. OK, 这道题目我要求你们重新再做一遍的啊，就是要这样子一步一步这样做来，知道吗？ So 题目要求我们 area of the large semicircle. Large semicircle equals what? 我们一开始就知道我们的目的是找到 c 平方，对不对？
Yeah.
对不对 ，Daniel？ 那 in order to find out c 平方，我们是不是必须要知道 a 平方和 b 平方？对不对？
Yeah.
所以是一步一步过来的，对不对 ？The bridge is being established. Okay, so now let's take a look at 5,150. Okay, express the distance between the opposite corner of a cube of an edge length of 2 centimeter in the simplest radical form. OK， 也就是说它每一条边都是2厘米，对不对？把辅助线填出来啊。我们时间不够啊，我老师就直接在这里给你们做了啊。做这个题目的时候 ，because it's not directly on a screen， 所以我们要把这2条辅助线填出来。Daniel 看到了吗？
我填好了。
Okay, very good. 鹏鹏填好了吗？
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to know that there's also another very important one is here. Okay, 因为这个三角形 we said A, B, and C. So this triangle is actually a right triangle as well, with AC equals 2. BC equals what? Then we can find out what is AB, right? So now the problem is what is BC? So BC is also the diagonal of the triangle BCD. So BCD is also a right triangle with CD equals 2 and BD also equals 2. Correct, Ping Ping and Daniel? So can you tell me what is BC equals to? BC equals to 2 square root 2. So what is AB? 2 squared plus 8 square root. So the answer is square root 12, which is 2 square root 3. Okay, so that is answer. So I'm going to spend a little bit more time on 2.5, 250. Okay, so this is a question that a lot of students that don't even understand what is the question is talking about. An ant is crawling along the outside of the box below. OK， 所以它不是像这个150这道题目一样从中间穿过去，它是在外面爬的，对不对 ？What is the shortest distance he can walk from A to B along the path showing？ 好，我想问一下小朋友们，如果从 A 到 B，OK， 这样走比较快呢，还是这样走比较还是这样走比较慢？这样走路比较多？ Zigzag 路比较多，还是 straight line 路比较多
zigzag.
Zigzag 路比较多 straight line will be the shortest line, right?
对 yeah.
Okay, very good. So now I want you to have imagine that open the box for this left side. Get it? And make this one flat. So in order to go from A to B, which one will be the easiest way? Is making A and B straightforward. Like,
yeah.
Get it? So can you tell me what is the measurement of this one? 9 centimeters.
9 centimeters.
What is the measurement of this one?
40 centimeters.
Very
40.
good. 10 plus 30 is 40. So can you tell me, did you notice something?
Yeah.
If you are very good at remembering things, we have 9, 40,
Oh,
and a 41 here. Yes.
so AB is 41 squared.
Yes. So AB is 41. That will be
Also 41.
extremely helpful when you are doing any math competition or what or SSAT test because they are what? They are multiple choice. 你要不要一个个算啦？你直接在41上打个圈嘛，
Yeah.
对不对 ，Daniel？ OK， 好，我们再花1分钟啊，看一下。So 350. If there is a shorter path from A to B in the diagram above， 为什么？它这边帮你画出来了，从 A 和 B 朝这边走。那我问你，从 A 到 B 能不能这样走啊？能不能这样走也可以啊？怎么走？也就是说 ，instead of 我把左边这篇打开，我现在把什么？把上面那片打开，对不对？那如果我把上面那片打开，这个 A 到 B 是不是就变成这样了？对不对？我是不是也是画一条直线是最短的距离？那这次这里是多少？这里是30。那这里是多少
？9。
这里是多少
？19。
19 ，very good 啊。这里是19，哎，19，对不对？因为这条边是10嘛，这条边是9嘛。Understand, 潘潘
Yeah.
OK， 所以这边是19，对不对？好了，那你只要算，哎，这条边。那刚才我们250的答案已经出来了，是41，对不对？ So we need to see like there's how many possibilities are there, and you need to find all the possibilities and find out which one is the shortest way for this little ant. 除了这个以外，还有没有其他方法了？反正我就是要从 A 到 B。Understand？ 不是左边的翻开，就是右边的翻开，还有没有什么地方翻开？我不说了啊，自己想，好不好 ？OK， 那450这道题目也是一样的，一定要把图画出来。他说有一个50 foot 的 ladder rest on against the wall。OK， 所以题目不是很多。那650也是一样的，它在一个桶上面爬了一圈，对不对？ But if you take this 桶 like being flat， 它还是一个怎么样？你把它，对，我们学过这个表面积，对不对 ，Daniel？ 我们学过表面积，对 ，surface area。So actually 这个桶的这个表面积其实就是一个长方形，对不对？那它在这个桶上面 它最近的距离是不是又变成一条直线了？ So that's all the same. So the thing is, we need to understand what does the teacher want from you. Okay, Daniel? So for me, 我现在问你，对我这个老师来说，什么东西很重要？
过程，做题过程。
不是你每天他妈的给我把摄像头和话筒给我打开了很重要，对不对？好了，你就知道了。对这个老师来讲，虽然他有的时候还会 curse language，对不对？啊，有些老师这辈子都不会说，对不对？但是这个老师对他来讲，一定要把摄像头打开。那你下次要不要再不打开了？
老师会打开的。
那就对了嘛，对不对？大家就高高兴兴的，对不对？好了，你要想想看，你妈妈想要的是什么？你爸爸想要的是什么？对不对？对不对？好了，你要想想这个题目到底要你做的是什么，对不对？今天我们做的题目你就知道要把它展开嘛，要把边上画一条直线嘛，因为只有用上这条直线，我们才能用上什么勾股定理嘛。如果是圆的，能不能做？不能做嘛，out of your leagues 嘛，不是你们学过的东西嘛，对不对？你先脑子里面想一想，我学过的东西是什么，你就记得考试不会考到你没有学过的东西。朋友们知道吗？ So you need to understand what you have. You need to understand those very well enough. OK， 好，今天的作业我们再重新重复一遍啊。首先要写要单词，对不对？要把这个文章里面要把这个东西写出来。Daniel， 我跟你说，明天我们还是上课的。OK， 单词要背。你如果今天作业不做完，你明天就不要上来上课。
我是明天下午吗？
明天下午对，因为你明天早上要去打篮球，对不对？也就是说，如果你 arrange 你自己的时间，你做作业的时间只有今天下午和今天晚上了，对不对？对不对 ？Make sense 吧？好了，那我就问你了，把自己玩的时间空出来，先把要该做的事情做好，对不对？然后再去玩，因为你知道你明天早上要那个的，对不对？鹏鹏，你明天也要去玩的，对不对？明天我们有很多事情要做的，对不对？明天我们可能上课要放在晚上或者什么时候了，因为明天你明天几点钟回来，Daniel？
我明天
打篮球
到11点，
啊，那行，我们就
11点半还是11点？
11点半开始，差不多左右，好不好，朋友们？因为我们下午也要去那个，
老师我可能要12点多去。
那12点也可以，回家以后抓紧时间吃饭，
哦，
好不好？因为老师的时间也很宝贵，你也知道，Daniel，我上1个半小时，将近2个小时，真的每一分钟都在说话。I give you everything. Okay, so if you really think you respect me, respect my time, you need to just remember it. If you need it, 我还是说的，如果在上课的时候有什么地方不懂，马上说老师这个地方我不知道你这个东西哪里来。我们既然是那么小的小班，你随时可以打断我，好吗？不要装懂。鹏鹏你也是一样的，好不好？如果对这个课你觉得啊太快或者太慢什么的，都可以来跟我交流，好不好？Okay, I hope you can do a very bad score next time. Okay, 好，单词一定要背啊，好吗？Okay, that's it. Okay, bye bye.